is the Chrissie Swan Show.
Hey, welcome to your Wacky Wednesday. It's not just any Wacky Wednesday. It's a very special day because today my queen was born. I think it should be a public holiday for everybody.
December 13 every year.
Well, we just lost the Queen's birthday, replaced by the King's birthday. Let's bring back the Queen's birthday. It is today because Taylor Allison Swift was born on this day. It's very exciting for me. I thank her mother for pushing her into the world so that she could change our lives.
Of course, her middle name is Allison. That is so Taylor Swift.
What does that mean?
It's just, of course, it's Allison. It's some innocent, cutesy name.
Do not throw shade on the Queen on her birthday. We have got heaps of Taylor stuff today, no doubt about it. But loads of other bits and bobs, including Mystic Chrissie.
Yes.
Your chance to win a Specky's voucher and some cash. And we're going to explore what traits from their forebears have turned up in your kids, and you cannot believe it.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
I've been trying to think how I've resembled my grandparents.
Nothing?
It's just spending too much money. Next, though, Mystic Chrissie for the final time this year.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
Hasn't Calvin Harris gotten away with being a long-term ex-boyfriend of Taylor Swift?
Was he?
Yes, for years, actually.
I did not know this.
I know, nobody talks about him.
Did she write any songs about him or anything?
Yes.
I need to find out what songs.
Some absolute rippers. He is not a good guy by the sound of things. But sorry to bring it up on Taylor's birthday and everything. Let's do this.
Specsavers is helping Chrissie with her mystical visions. Should have gone to Specsavers.
Mystic Chrissie.
Ali.
Hello.
Ali?
Yes.
You're named after the actress Ali McGraw.
No.
You're named after the wonderful tinned salmon Ali Pink.
No.
Ali,
You're normally so good.
Is she?
Ali is not your name on your birth certificate.
Correct.
It's Alexandra. Or no, it's Alicia.
Oh, getting closer.
What is it?
Alice.
What was that, Jack?
Is it Alice?
Yes.
Wow.
It's Mystic Jack.
Jack.
It's Mystic Jack for the very last time this year. Maybe you've just done me out of a job. Maybe this is the end of Mystic Chrissie and you've just shamed me extraordinarily.
I've taken the power. Hey, I've just got another weird vibe. Does your last name start with S?
No.
Damn it. All right, back to Mystic Chrissie.
Well,
You like Aldi, Ali. You're Aldi, Ali. And there's one not far from. There's one not far from your house.
I think that's a safe bet, but no, it's not my preferred supermarket.
In your job, you really rely on your instincts, Ali.
I really want to say yes, because you're normally good at this.
No, Ali, you've got to be honest
I
here.
know, Jack. I know. No.
What do you do?
What do I do? I'm in admin.
Yeah, no, she's just...
No, she's I must be reading someone else near you. Anyway, I'll keep on going. Testicles. Yeah. Testicles. There's someone around you. You live with someone with testicles, Ali.
I do.
And he is getting of an age where he's got to get them fiddled with.
Probably not quite.
Do you fiddle with them?
38.
He'll tell you otherwise.
He's 38.
No.
I can see the word hanging, and that might be your boobs.
You're on fire, Chrissie.
Are you due for a mammogram?
No.
Cruise. There's a cruise. It's not in your future, though, Ali. You could think of nothing worse.
A cruise? I wouldn't mind a cruise.
Oh, God, I'm really...
I feel like I'm really negative, Chrissie. I'm sorry.
I'm seeing the word perpetual, and I'm thinking that means my very first mortgage 25 years ago was, it came up on my bank account as perpetual trustees. I still don't know what that is, but is there problems with your mortgage? Do you need to refinance, Ali?
Yes.
Okay, we're getting it.
Okay.
We're getting something.
You've tapped in.
There is a little girl around you who is fierce.
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 There's
Maybe
a couple, actually.
is there.
Yes.
Tiny but mighty and fierce.
Yes. Yes.
The word bright is coming to me. You either want to have a holiday in that town or you like it's a paint colour or your house is very bright or there's a surname around you of bright.
I'm outside right now.
It's very bright.
Very bright.
And Ali, let's
go
finish.
that far?
Let's finish with this.
Yep.
And I think this is why we've had more misses than hits today. You do not identify as a Swiftie.
No.
Goodbye, Ali. Look, you still get your $250 cash and $250 to spend at Specsavers on new sunnies for that bright area that you are currently standing in.
Oh, that is brilliant.
And please get on board.
Thank you, Mystic Chrissie.
Please get on board Taylor Swift. It's her birthday today.
Jack. Oh, absolutely. Look, I'm not against her, but I wouldn't call myself a Swiftie.
Alice, don't lie. You hate her.
Come on, Mystic Jack, you're way off.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
It's Chrissie time at Priceline Pharmacy, and you're sure to find a little something for everyone, from fragrances and gifts to a new party look. Give great gifts, feel fab, and love paying less. That's the Chrissie spirit.
Head in store or online at priceline.com.au. The Chrissie Swan Show.
Just in that last segment with Mystic Chrissie, I sort of threw something out there about Calvin Harris and how people forget that he and Taylor were an item.
I just did not even know this, ever.
I can't believe you didn't know it, but a lot of people don't.
Was it quite some time ago before she was as famous as she was? Or
Thank you so much for asking. No, she was absolutely at the peak of her career. It was only 2015, 2016. So I will tell you what I know.
Please.
And then I'm going to shock and alarm you with some deep diving that I've done. All right, so Calvin Harris and Taylor Swift were introduced to each other by Ellie Goulding. Oh. Right? Mutual friends.
We're gonna let it burn, burn, burn.
Exactly. They were at a function, I can't remember what it was, but a big, awards ceremony. And there's actually a photograph that went viral on Instagram of the moment that they met. You can see Ellie Goulding pulling Taylor through the crowd, and in the foreground is Calvin Harris and Sam Smith.
Sick.
So it was right at that moment. Anyway, they hit it off beautifully, Calvin and Taylor. And they went out for a year. They celebrated their 12-month anniversary with a really loved-up pic. They're both like standing on the beach. They're both really tall, so it was a really gorgeous photograph.
Beautiful.
And then 3 months later, it's done. So they were together for 15 months, right?
Okay, pause. I've just Googled them together, Swanee, and there's a photo that's come up of both of them together. They look like siblings.
They do.
It's weird.
They do, which is generally like my bonkers, the way my mind works. I feel like if you look like your partner, it's going to last forever, but it certainly did not.
So 15 months in.
Yeah, and it got a bit bitter. So
Gotcha.
she, I'll get to it later, but I think she cheated on him with Tom Hiddleston, the English actor.
Didn't think she'd have it in her.
From Thor Ragnarok. Oh, she's got it in her, don't worry. She's not as good as you think, Taylor Allison. Anyway, they collaborated on one of the greatest songs of all time, Calvin Harris and Taylor Swift, but he sort of got all the credit for this banger recorded by Rihanna. I mean, great song.
Absolute tune.
Taylor wrote it.
This song.
Yeah. And she wrote it under a pseudonym because there was a lot of heat on her at the moment, at that time.
I'm sure.
I know. Now that you hear the lyrics, you're like, of course Taylor wrote it.
It's quite lyrically her.
Yeah. I mean, that is a great song. She wrote it. He got mad because the fact that she wrote it came out after they'd broken up, and he was cranky. And he took to Twitter, now X, and said, I know you're off tour and you need someone new to try and bury like you buried Katy Perry, but I'm not that guy, sorry. I won't allow it. So he was cranky. He later on deleted all of those and apologised for it. But a few moments ago, you said, did she ever write any songs about her relationship with Calvin Harris? And look, she never pinpoints who the songs are about. It's all.
You're like I'm listening to a Taylor Swift professor
I know.
at university.
I
love
am.
it.
I am.
You really are.
Class is in session. Anyway, a lot of people think Getaway Car is mainly about that situation where she was with Calvin Harris and then she met Tom Hiddleston. And I agree, and this is why. They met. I know you're going to love this, but this is like, I know this to be true.
Can tell.
Right. So Tom Hiddleston and Taylor Swift met at the Met Gala in 2016, right?
Okay, on it.
In May or something. So it wasn't yet over with Calvin.
Oh, so that's when she was doing the dirty.
And they met and they danced together, Tom Hiddleston and Taylor Swift, and that went viral.
They totally hooked up that night at the Met.
I think so. And she says the ties were black, the lies were white. Met Gala's a black tie event. In shades of grey in candlelight, there was candles everywhere. I wanted to leave him. I needed a reason.
I just got goosebumps.
I know, me too. And then this one. I've scoured the lyrics, right?
Oh, I can see.
So for some reason in Getaway Car it says X marks the spot where we fell apart. And I was like, what does that mean? The theme for the Met Gala, the year that Tom Hiddleston and Taylor met, was Manus Ex Machina.
Stop.
I know. X marks the spot where we fell apart. Yes.
I mean, this is a tune.
Yeah. Think about the place where you first met me. Honestly, it is. I've just got goosebumps all over my body. So that's all I know about it. And
that's all.
Most of it's made up. But
5 minutes later, after a deep dive, that's all I know.
I'm like a gumshoe about this stuff.
The Chrissie Swan Show. The Chrissie Swan Show.
And I know that you love it when I alliterate, Jack. Do you know what that means?
It's very impressive. Yeah, no, I do like it.
It's a wacky Wednesday wish list.
Chrissie's Christmas Wish List. Brought to you by Disney's Wish. Only in cinemas Boxing Day.
Sadly, there's only 3 more wishes to be granted before we head off on holidays. We are live here until Friday. So don't forget, it's not too late. Get to the Nova Player app. And register. And I could be calling you just like I'm calling you, Rebecca.
Hi.
Hi. Now, you don't listen to this radio show live. You are a podcaster.
I am a podcaster because, I work in a place that, I don't have a speaker. So, yeah.
That means she doesn't get to hear me say things like, it's Troye Sivan, rush! Because that gets all cut out of the podcast.
Oh, Beck.
I know.
You are missing out. What?
I know.
I'm trying to think of all the things that you could possibly want to make your life better that I could grant. Wish style. What is yours, Beck?
I would love a portable speaker so I could take it to work and actually listen to you guys live.
Oh, Rebecca, you are adorable. It gives me great pleasure to swipe my wand and grant your wish.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Do you know what you're going to get now that you can get anything? Go large, Beck. Go big.
Oh, I reckon, just so I can upset all the boys here.
Yes, yes, we like that.
Make sure you jump on the Nova Player app and register what wish you would like Chrissie to grant. And make sure you go to the cinemas on Boxing Day and see the new Disney film Wish.
So exciting.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
Let's go clicking.
Chrissie's Clickbait.
We send our best wishes and love and prayers and thoughts to Jimmy Barnes, who is currently undergoing emergency open heart surgery. He has been unwell over the last week. And do you remember earlier on in the year he had a valve replaced?
Yes.
Made an unbelievable recovery. But that valve has suffered a bacterial infection, so they've got to open him up again, clean it out, replace it, and sew him back up. And just, how shocking, 10 days before Christmas?
Yeah, that's awful.
We love you, Jimmy. Go well.
He's a fighter. I believe in him. He'll be back.
An Australian absolute treasure. Speaking of treasures and queens, Drew Barrymore seems to be all over the place at the moment.
Yeah.
Every day, there's like 2 different stories. I'm like, what is this woman doing? How many shows has she got? First of all, I saw her stop Sydney Sweeney, is that her name? On the street and lose her mind and fangirl. That was a gorgeous little piece of footage. And then she sat down with Oprah, who is plugging her new The Colour Purple stage play. Or is it a film? Don't know, but Oprah's in purple all the time.
Yes.
And, the ultimate marketing machine. Anyway, sat down with Oprah and they talked about her very long-term relationship with her very private partner, Stedman.
I think the most romantic thing is when we had 5 dogs, on every Valentine's Day, he would sit down and write cards from each of the dogs to me, and each of the dogs would send their own bouquet.
I think it would have been more romantic if he recorded voice messages from the dogs and gave them all their own voices. That's my favourite. Like when my dog Murphy does something, I do the language that he'll say. I'll go
In his voice, yeah. Give it to me.
he speaks like this. Oh, wait, why am I outside? Why won't you let me in? I'm only a little dog. So he's sort of like a lumberjack Santa Teddy Ruxpin vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
A slight British accent in there, maybe?
No, maybe from Vancouver.
Vancouver, okay.
Canadian. Also on the Drew Barrymore show, she sat down with her old mate Hugh Grant, who absolutely steals the show in the new Wonka movie. I saw it on Sunday.
Oh, he's good because he plays an Oompa Loompa.
I knew that he'd played an Oompa Loompa. I knew he was going to be in the film, and he's had nothing good to say about it. So I really thought, this is going to stink. He is so funny, so memorable. He makes the film.
Really?
Yeah, and it's a great film anyway, but he's the star.
And how does Kylie's new boy, Timothy Chalamet, go?
Fabulous. I mean, you know
Really?
that I'm a Wonka enthusiast. The original Gene Wilder one's my favourite film of all time. I loved this movie. Recommend 10 out of 10.
Huge from you, Swan.
But old cranky Hugh Grant sat down with his sunny friend Drew Barrymore and had absolutely nothing nice to say.
Humpa. Humpa Loompa. Do you have a gratitude journal?
Don't be absurd. I've got a list of things I hate. Does that count?
Absolutely.
Things that enrage me.
Yes. What enrages you right now?
Everything. I can't work anything. I don't like people wearing iPods. I don't like...
iPods.
Would you write something very...
Is that what they're called? Those things in their ears.
Earpods. And that piss me off too, to no end.
I think it's an age thing. I don't get angry at people with AirPods, but I don't like looking at people and going, can you hear me or not?
Really?
Yeah. Because I just assume that you can't hear when you've got them in, but they're not always on. They're just in.
Hey, I love this version of Hugh Grant. Grumpy Hugh Grant's the best.
I do too, and it is the season to be grumpy.
To be the
Christmas,
Grinch.
yeah. I've already written mum on 2 mangoes this morning, if you know what I'm saying.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
You're still dusty from last night's end-of-year Christmas party, or if you're on your way to pick up the kids, still, when does it end? We are here and live for you as your Arvo pickup, and it is Taylor Swift's birthday today. So you will sense a theme throughout the program, and I'm not apologetic about it.
Look, nor am I, Swanee, because you delivered some broadcasting gold just after 2 p.m. today when you did a 6-minute deep dive on Taylor Swift and Calvin Harris's former relationship. I would like to encourage people to go and podcast today's show if they missed that, because it was something special.
It really was, and I could have... Look, I stopped at 6 minutes. I could have gone for 7 hours. We are about to do Chrissie's Quizzy, but... before that, in news that will not surprise anyone, I read a headline today that says, parents, you're spending too much money on your kids. Duh, Fred!
The Chrissie Swan Show.
Now it's time for this.
Chrissie's Quizzy.
Oh, yes, we have 2 players, hopefully a lot more positive than Narelle from yesterday. We've been inundated with emails about her. She is fine. Rebecca, welcome to the show.
Hi, Chrissy.
Hi, and you are coming up against Nat. Hello, Nat.
Hi, Chrissy and Jack.
I like this. It's 1 syllable. Nat, and I would say, Rebecca, for you, go Beck, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
And I tell you that because your names are your buzzers, lady. It's the best of 5, meaning first person to get 3 answers correct wins the game and will walk away with the money. Can't buy Chrissy Swan Show bum bag and...
a $100 price line in the bum bag, because this week I'm feeling festive, ladies.
God. If you need someone to come and help you spend that, I'm your gal.
You sure are, with the pink trolley in hand. Question number 1.
McDonald's is offering 30-cent what?
Nat.
Yes. Nat?
Soft serve.
Yes. Specifically chocolate. I gave you a CSA yesterday. Sam Groth represented Australia in what sport? It's one of those people if you know, you know. If you don't, you can't even guess, I reckon. It's tennis.
Yeah.
Question number 3.
It is my queen's birthday today. She turns 34. Can you name this song of hers?
Cherry lips, crystal skies. I could show you incredible.
Yes, Beck.
Beck. Blank space. Blank space. Yep, Taylor Swift.
Correct. 1 point each on the scoreboard. Question number 4.
Which film dominated the Golden Globe nominations yesterday with 9?
Beck.
Yes, Beck?
Sorry, I think I said Beck twice. Barbie, I think.
You said Beck 4 times, but yes, it was Barbie.
2 points.
Like a chalk.
2 points to Beck, 1 to Nat. Question number 5. This one is for the win, Beck.
Niagara Falls is a group of 3 what?
Beck.
Yes, Beck, for the win.
Waterfall?
It is waterfalls. Don't go chasing them, though. Don't go chasing them.
Well done. Thank you so much.
Got yourself the bum bag and $100 to spend at Priceline Pharmacy. Well done.
Thank you so much. Love you guys. Thank you.
The Chrissie Swan Show. The Chrissie Swan Show.
If your kids do something that remind you of their forebears and it freaks you out a little bit, what the inspiration for this is I saw a little bit of footage of Johnny Cash's grandson. Now, Johnny Cash was a legendary country singer, very old now, so you may not have heard of him. You may have heard of his film, though, Walk the Line with Reese Witherspoon and Joaquin Phoenix. Highly recommend if you haven't seen it these holidays. Go and have a look on one of the streamers. But this is the original Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash. Have a listen.
I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps rolling on down to San Antone.
What a voice.
What a voice.
I was just a baby. My mama told me, son.
It's such a great song. And it's such a great story, too. You know, he performed that live in a prison, went to see all the bad guys at Folsom Prison.
Really? That's sick. Can you find that footage anywhere?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love that.
I know. He's one of probably the first and only to do that. It's awesome.
Man, I love prison stuff.
I know. I love prison stuff too. And you've got to see the film. If you haven't seen Walk the Line, you would love it. Anyway, he had lots of wives and lots of kids, as, country legends always do. One of them is called Thomas. And this is what he sounds like.
Well, if they free me from this prison and the railroad train
that's
was
creepy.
mine,
What?
I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison.
It just sounds like Johnny
That's
Cash has
where
jumped
I
back in the
want
studio in
to
2023 and re-recorded.
I've got goosebumps.
And I'd let that lonesome whistle.
It's unbelievable.
It is.
It's unbelievable. And it's even more powerful when you can't see the visual because, that throws you off because you can see it's clearly not Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
But that is unbelievable. There are some things that my kids do. My daughter Peg, who's 10, she has this little giggle and she narrows her eyes sometimes and it is exactly like my gran. Like, no difference. It's like if I close my eyes, it's my gran's giggle. And yet they never met each other.
It's so phenomenal that those sorts of mannerisms can be carried down in genes.
Yeah, and I think we're used to people looking like each other genetically.
No, but there's something to be said for the mannerism.
But when there's a mannerism or a sound or a voice.
It's amazing.
Or like a predilection for pretzels. It's like you just don't know where it comes
really
from.
Cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And sometimes when Leo's walking away from me, it's like looking at my dad. The same kind of gait, G-A-I-T.
Yeah.
The way they walk, the way they hold their shoulders. It's exactly like his granddad, my dad. It's bizarre.
Epic.
13 24 10. I'm going to love these stories so much. Do your kids, or maybe you, have something from genetically from their forebears, your grandparents, the great-grandparents, people that they may have never even met?
The Chrissie Swan Show.
We're talking about uncanny resemblances to grandparents and great-grandparents and aunties. Often our kids have never even met these people, and yet they manifest these unbelievable behaviours. I got this idea from watching Johnny Cash's grandson perform. This is the original Johnny Cash.
I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on.
And there's been 1,001 impersonators of Johnny Cash.
Of course.
But this is his grandson, and it's like the ultimate impersonation. It sounds like
Well,
him.
if they free me from this prison and the railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on.
I kind of prefer it.
Farther down the line.
I just think
far from Folsom
the amazing
Prison.
thing is he's clearly not impersonating someone.
No, it's just his voice.
That's how he's wired. He's wired like his grandfather.
What a gift to have carried down.
It is extraordinary. And Peg, my daughter, narrows her eyes exactly like my gran used to. Unbelievable. I wish she could turn a scone as well as her. Will, what did your dad and uncles do that reminded you of their forebears?
Well, in our family, when we're at like a dinner or late at night, my dad sits in his desk chair and they'll sort of nod off. So they'll nod off, and their heads will start to slump into their
chest.
Yeah, and slump, and they'll look exactly like my grandfather did when he'd fall asleep at the dinner table. It's amazing.
Isn't that amazing? And did they? Obviously, you guys would rib them over it. You look exactly like Pa. Did they hate that or love it?
My dad's a bit of an old grump, and he'd be like, "No, I don't." and then my uncles will be like, "Oh yeah, whatever."
That is
so
astounding.
It's amazing. And they also have like the same sort of cheeks as my grandfather. So they'll be like the long droopy cheeks,
like droopy dog.
Yeah. It's amazing.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Will, but as the next male in line, you know that your future definitely has droopy cheeks and falling asleep on your own chest at family occasions.
Well, I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping I got mum's side of the family in this.
A $250 the gift card exchange voucher for you, Will. It's the gift they actually want. 100 famous brands straight to their digital wallet. Giftcardexchange.com.au.
You can't outrun your genes. I realised just this week I was trying to get a pot out of a low drawer, and I sort of my body just did this thing genetically, and it's like I fashioned a stand out of my own body, like a stool.
Oh, so you just like
I used my elbow and my knee, and I got down and I was like
a full old lady table.
Well, what am I doing here? It's like the genes were taking over, and it was exactly what my gran used to do to get a certain baking dish from the back of the shelf. It's unbelievable when it happens. Madison, what does your son do?
So my dad used to have this look. Every time he got frustrated, his eyebrows would come together. And I haven't seen it since he passed away, but my son got frustrated the other week and frowned. And I looked at him like, that's bad.
Oh, wow.
So now every time he gets frustrated and he frowns, we call it the poppy frown.
Aww.
That is so sweet. It must be lovely to see it again, because I'm imagining you miss your dad. I would be tempted to make my son frustrated more often just to get a glimpse of it, Madison.
I don't need to try. He does it so much.
A $250 gift card exchange voucher. It's the gift they actually want. 100 famous brands straight to their digital wallet. Giftcardexchange.com.au.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
You know, this time in 2 weeks, Christmas will be over and Boxing Day will be over, and we'll be in that funny no man's land.
We've got to really make the most of these 2 weeks. I love that no man's land, though.
I do too.
A lot of my mates get wigged out about it and feel flat.
No, I love it. It's like living in witness protection. Let's go clicking for the last time today.
Chrissie's Clickbait.
Oh, happy news for Tom Cruise. He has found love with a 36-year-old Russian socialite.
What a sentence.
Elsina Kayrova. Why does he get to do that and Leonardo DiCaprio gets absolutely crucified?
I know.
I suppose 36 is old for Leo.
Yeah, he would never go for a 36-year-old. If there's a 3 in front of that age, too old.
The Hollywood megastar has been quietly dating his new London-based girlfriend and appears to be besotted, according to a new report. He falls in love hard, doesn't he? Remember he was couch jumping on the Oprah show over Katie Holmes? I'll never forget it.
He's not, he's a lot.
He is a lot. And I don't want to judge because you don't know what people are like behind closed doors, but it seems that he's a little high maintenance. And that when the women leave him, they seem very relieved. So if I had one thing to say to Elsina, it is a quote from one of my favourite films, Ghost. You in danger, girl. Let's move on to Kanye West, who is one of the most dangerous people, I think, on the planet at the moment.
Agreed.
You may remember earlier in the week, we played you a little snippet of what is going to be his new album. He likes to do these sort of guerrilla public
listening parties.
Yeah, it's like no one expects it, and then there's a boombox, and you're suddenly listening to this genius recording. He let us in on this, a single. It's so good.
Such a vibe.
Are you just imagining this with a drink in your hand
I
and
am.
electric? I can see it.
I fully am. With a bit of strobe.
Yeah, just popping bottles. He has not got clearance from the Backstreet Boys over that.
Ah.
Oh, don't worry, he'll get it, but he just hasn't asked.
And also, I don't think he'd care. I think he'd just fork out whatever they want and pay them.
I think so too.
The Backstreet Boys should just send him an invoice.
You know, one of the most fascinating children in the world today is the child of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, Northwest. She's the firstborn. She is fierce.
And she is full Kanye.
She is full Kanye. She appears on this new album. Be prepared to be blown away. This child is 10.
It's your bestie, Miss Westy. Don't tryna test me. It's gonna get messy. It's gonna get messy. Just bless me. Bless me. It's your bestie, Miss Westy. Just tryna bless me. Just bless me.
She's so good.
That's sick. That's a vibe. I'm into it.
That is so good. Are you going to pop a few bottles of electric over
I'm going
that
to do
as
it
well?
tonight, Swanee.
Well, you better get out of here then if you've got a big night planned. We will be back in your ears live, getting you to the end of work, to the end of school holidays, to the beginning of the Christmas mayhem tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Now check this out.
The Chrissie Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.